So just to recap, in the last video what we did is we set it up so when we click we can see our X or the static mesh spawn. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And actually one thing I'd like to do is notice that our O is red but our X has that weird static. I'm just going to hit Control C and then Control V, or you can just delete this and you can hit Control and then W and it duplicates it. And I'm going to name this black material. And I'm going to go inside here and I'm just going to change the color to black, hit OK, hit save and apply. And usually when you hit save it applies it anyway. And then inside of my X here I'm going to double click it. Let's kind of shrink that down. I'm going to grab that black material and apply it. And let's save that too. Close this. So now when I press play you can see that the X has the black material so it doesn't look so poorly. Let's go back into our blueprints and do our go into our puzzle block. Now what we want to do in here is I'm going to add a not operator to say if it is not this, then this. So it's just going to switch every time I click. So you can drag off here and I'm just going to type the word not. And you can see that this is a not Boolean and it looks like this. And I want to use that if it is not, this is X. So in here, if I just type in is X again, you can see, let's make sure I do it right. Let's see, set is X, is that right? Oops. Let's make sure that we have this right. So this is connected to this. Actually, let's do this. Let's get this one a little bit over here. Because what I want to do is switch between these static meshes if it is not is X, which is our true fault, if it is not X. So what I have to do is, if I want to get this is X setter, I have to drag off this way, and then I have to type set space is X. There it is down here. And then in order to switch between them, kind of maybe move these down. I know it gets a little weird. I want to switch between these two. I'm going to take this execution node and plug it into here. And remember, this code, or this whole thing here is based on click. So as we're clicking, we're going to switch between these. So let's compile and save. And let's test this. So now when I press play, if I click, it should, which it isn't, switch between them. Let's take another look. Oh, I'm never actually switching, so I have to make sure I plug is X into, if it is not is X. So again, compile and save, and now when I press play, it should switch. Yep, see X and O. So that we're almost there. So now we have our switching between each player. So let's stop it. I'm gonna actually save this. Let's go back in here, and let's make sure that our puzzle block grid is also open so we can switch between them. All right, so let's go in our grid class and let's create a new variable. Now, any variable can be promoted to an array. So an array is a bunch of similar type variables that are collected. So if a variable is like a single item, like an integer or a Boolean, it's like a single, think of it as a cup. An array would be a dresser that you can put a lot of different types of the same item. So what we want to do is we're going to name this one block array because we want to, what we're doing is we're going to create an array that's going to check the state of our block, whether we clicked on it or not. So in the details panel here, you can see where it says variable type. When you click on it, you have these different types of variables, structs, interface, object types. Now what we can do is just type in, you can see ARRAY. Actually, you know what? I forgot. There's a button that we just turn on, that we click on. This is in the newer version. That just makes it into an array. believe it is this guy. Yeah, you turn that on, and now it became an array. See that? So I'm going to stop this video here, and then when we get back, we'll start populating our array with our different blocks.